Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning,
Welcome to the
Jennifer.
Morning Muffin, your morning carbo load of real estate. And see, I'm bouncing.
You're bouncing. You're bouncing, and my dog is barking, probably at the mailman. So, what a way to start off the day.
I
Hi, welcome
know.
to the show.
Welcome to the show. We're so happy to be here.
So, we are the Wichmann Real Estate Group from Keller Williams in Minneapolis.
Yes. Yes,
And
we love it.
what are we talking about today, Jen?
Today, oh, you know what? And I forgot to make a banner because we were researching it so much this morning.
Well, we're talking
COVID.
about COVID and real estate.
Huh?
And how we need to stay safe because we are considered an essential business. So we are
Correct.
not shut down. So
No, housing is a huge business. I mean, obviously people need a
necessary.
house.
Yeah, it's very necessary
It
because people
is.
always have to be buying homes and selling homes for whatever reason, whether they're moving, whether they're sick, whether, there's divorces, there's death, there's unfortunately people need to sell houses and buy houses.
I know I shouldn't laugh at this because in COVID, like, I wonder what the divorce rate is. We're heading into family, right? We're heading into Thanksgiving where we always joke about the family drama. And now we're headed back into another isolation period. And, it's different in the spring when you can like give it the
Go
effort
outside.
and go for a walk. But now it's getting cold and snowy and you can't really do that anymore.
Well, we can still get out and walk. We can still get out and walk.
We can still
but
get
it's
out.
not, you're not going to go hang out and have a picnic at the park.
Right. I'm going to try just, not to bounce. I'm going to, so if you guys see me bouncing, just tell me to stop in the comments. Okay.
I'll let you know.
But my son took my orange chair and I'm sitting on a ball. So, okay. Let's get into the meat and potatoes about this. Lisa, let's talk about our etiquette during COVID for showings.
Well, the National Association of Realtors has put out some guidelines along with the Minneapolis or the Minnesota Area Association of Realtors have all put out guidelines. And basically it follows the rest of the OSHA's guidelines, which is to use hand sanitizer. So when we're doing showings, we as agents have to be responsible for making sure that the showings go as well as possible and all guidelines are met. Wearing masks, using hand sanitizer before and after showings, either wearing booties or removing your shoes. Give me some other ones. Some people wear gloves. We do some touch lists as well, where the sellers and the seller's agent have requested that only the agent touches doorknobs and cabinets. In some cases, and most cases, we always recommend that the sellers always have the lights on so that nobody has to be touching light switches. So we do everything that we can to ensure that these are done very safely and we don't have to worry about things. But we still, sellers are sanitizing between showings, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I drive separate. For the most part, I try not to show homes because I have a high risk son. So it's rare that I will show. I'll have somebody else show. And then I'm just there remotely on my phone or by call. But when I do show, you drive separate, you wear
Definitely.
a mask, no shaking hands. I have wipes in my car. So I'm the one touching stuff. And I tell people, don't touch anything. Keep your hands to yourself. The rules are only 2 buyers, no children is the rule. So that because children like to touch everything. And then I have sanitizer that I touch everything and I go in the house and I try to turn on all the lights right away. And if you want to see something, if you want me to open a closet door or something, just call me in the room. I'm going to go ahead of you and do all these things. So just look with your eyes, not with your hands. It's kind of like, I say the same thing to my toddler all the time. Look with your eyes, not with your hands.
Well, there's a couple other things too. Number one, we have to, as we're representing the sellers, we have to advise our sellers to request that the only people coming into the home have a pre-approval letter. So we don't have people who just want to be out there looking at homes in your house. So that limits them. The other thing, as listing agents, you know, not everybody does this, but we do this. We do a 360, what it's called Matterport, which is a scan of the house. So you can actually see the house. You can virtually walk through it. I'm so sorry. And you can scan, you can look to your left, you can look to your right, you can look up, you can look down. So you actually are walking through that home. So number one, we use that. Number two, we say nobody comes in the house unless they have a pre-approval letter. And like you said, only adults in the home and those that are invested in the home.
Yeah, and no overlapping showings at the same time. I know that a lot of people aren't doing open houses unless the home is vacant. I know that for a long time, open houses weren't allowed. And then Governor Walz allowed to have them back. He hasn't addressed it in the latest bit of information. I was just on our Minneapolis area of realtors website, and they had a blog post that came out yesterday, and it just basically it just said follow the guidelines for showings in open houses. So they haven't put a halt to open houses yet. Again, which, you know, I know what some people were doing was you know, having people wait outside, showing them around the home one at a time. And now that it's getting cold, our fear is, you know, people gathering indoors.
Right, right. My guess is there's going to be less open houses, but people still want to have open houses because they have to sell their home, and it is a way of getting a home sold.
It's true.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. And then I have some other tabs available. Hold on, first one. Excuse me. I'm getting a call, and it's vibrating my ball, you guys. I gotta put it on the floor. I have some tabs that I want to share, but let's really talk about COVID. So I have a high risk son at home. I think a lot of people have either high risk parents, kids, you know, things like that. Since I am a working mom, he is in daycare. There's some risk that is inevitable. I know people, in order to get work done, it's hard to do it with kids. And then I know there's a lot of people that have kids coming, you know, they're home from school now, and it's hard to work. So we're making sacrifices. One of the things that I had done was I scheduled a play date on Saturday, and now that play date put me at risk. So that son's mom tested positive for COVID, but she took her test on Friday and then allowed me to take her son on Saturday. So you guys, the rule is if you take a test, you're supposed to self-isolate until you get the results, you and your entire family. So now I'm at risk and I can't even test. So let's look at, I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to look at the incubation period. A lot of people have seen this circulate. This came out for March for Science this week. Actually, I think, yeah, it came out November 22nd. So you might have seen this. This is on Facebook.
I have not seen this yet.
You haven't? It came out just this past week. This is really great. You know, a lot of the recent spike that we've seen is due to Election Day because people decided to go out for Halloween. And that was a super spreader event on Friday and Saturday. And then we had a following super spreader event called Election Day. So now we're seeing the 2 week, you know, what 2 weeks looks like with people.
Oh my goodness.
I know, right? This is the recent spike. We can watch the trends. But here, right here, day 1, you know, he got exposed to it. Day 5, he tested negative. So
because he, okay, got it.
But the thing is, you know, when did he start showing symptoms? So most people, you know, for example, the mom, she started showing symptoms. So she thought, oh gosh, I should go get tested. By the time you get tested, when you're showing symptoms, you're already extremely contagious. And I have another obvious diagram to show you
in
guys.
this diagram, it shows that like Casey didn't show symptoms till day 10 after Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah, my parents are not coming to my home for Thanksgiving this year. They're staying home. They're in their 80s and we're not going to take the risk.
No. Okay, I've got one more just to kind of follow the timeline. And then we can talk about, I have one other one. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Sometimes it's hard to click on these. So we have coronavirus progression in majority of cases here. So we got an incubation period of 4 to 6 days on average, meaning that's how long it takes for you to get exposed to the virus and for it to actually affect a test. So you most likely won't show a positive test. The average is 5.1 days, I do believe.
Okay.
So, but it can even be up to 14 days. So in some people with amazing immune systems. And then you don't even develop symptoms until well after the infectious period, between 8 to 10 days. So, and then the illness can 10 days on average, but it can be a lot longer. I have one friend who had it. And then on day 14, after he tested positive, ended up going into the ICU because he spent another like 2 weeks in the hospital in a coma, and that's well past that 14-day time. Yeah. I have had two friends. Okay. Yeah. I've had 2 friends pass away from COVID. So I'm well versed in this by now. It's all right. Don't worry about it. We're getting through it. We're educating ourselves. Okay, so now I have one last screen, and I think that this one's a really good one, you guys, to talk about. These are risky activities. So we can talk about it here. And I know you guys can't see my cursor, so I'm going to go back to the page so you guys can see my cursor. So we have a nightclub being a super spreader. And then we have tennis at the other end of the line, which I don't think anybody is playing tennis right now. What do you think?
Indoor
tennis. You're right. Darn it. Okay. So right here, I think we have a visit an elder in their home. Would you agree with me that this is kind of like showing a house or maybe an open house?
I don't think that it's as risky because we're taking other precautions. I mean, if you go to visit an elder in their home, you're sitting there, you're conversing with them, etc. I think it's completely different actually than an open house. I think an open house is where you're coming in, you're looking at things and you're leaving. Now, could an infectious person go into an open house? Definitely. Could somebody get coronavirus from it? I don't know the answer to that. We're not doctors, right? But I think that that's not quite the same.
Well, I definitely think that, if you're a seller and you're still living there, you're going to have more than one person coming in to look. So your risk factor is going to be a lot higher than if you're just a buyer touring a home. So, yeah, so you have so when you go to visit an elder in their home, even though you're not conversing with them, you still have all the other people that were there before you. So I don't know. I think the risk factor, you guys chime in below, comment below and let us know what you think. What we worry about is in this high risk factor here, we got an indoor party, which is really high risk. We got these indoor bars, which I know the day after Thanksgiving is a huge bar night for a lot of places. They're closed in Minnesota, but there are some people traveling right now. I know someone I have an accountability group, and someone hopped on a plane this morning, and I'm like, well, not every state is headed into a quarantine. So you guys make sure you're just thinking about everyone, okay?
That's true with travel. A lot of travelers this weekend. Good reason to stay home after Thanksgiving and isolate away from people who have been traveling. Yeah. For sure. Well, we just want to let you know that it's still okay to sell your property. We do take precautions, but this needs to be taken very seriously.
Oh, hey.
Right?
Yes, we got a thumbs up. Oh, from Kaya. Hi, Kaya. Sorry, I'm trying to like share. I can't really share. We got a thumbs up from Kaya. Hi, Kaya. Thanks for watching. Kaya lives up north in Pennington County. And I know that the entire state right now is at risk because there's a lot of people that are traveling to smaller hometowns like that as well. So make sure you guys, I mean, let's just take it easy for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. So we need to
Santa's
do.
watching us, right?
Who's watching us?
Santa.
Oh, Santa's watching us. Yes.
Oh, we got another thumbs up. Oh, Terry, my husband. I love you, honey.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we hope you all have a great day.
Yes, stay tuned tomorrow. Tomorrow is our weekend Wednesday, and we're going to be talking about Thanksgiving races. And I do believe that Lisa and I might be virtually running one. And for Thanksgiving, perhaps. And we are not going to have a video on Thursday and Friday. We are going to take the time to snuggle with the family that we have in our four walls.
Yep, that's right. All right. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye, guys.